Good morning, everyone, and welcome out, whether you're joining me this morning or at some other point in time. My name's Amanda, and obviously I'm joined with my pups this morning. And today we are going to do a little bit of a slow Hatha. So we're going to slow it down a little bit today. And the first thing, I don't want you to mistake that for meaning it's going to be a gentle class. Of course, that is kind of the nature of Hatha, but we're just going to really focus on alignment in the poses today and breathing into different spaces within each pose. And so that's what I mean by slowing it down. So we're going to come into some longer holds. So in fact, this might even be more challenging in some ways. Okay, so as we get started today, you may wish to have a block and possibly a strap. We are going to be doing some heart openers, so front shoulder, chest, throat. You might want to have a strap so you can kind of open up in those spaces, and just a block for good measure if you typically use it throughout your practice. Okay? And as you grab those things and prepare to get settled in on the mat, we are going to get started today in child's pose. So again, also if you would like any props for child's pose, a blanket under the knees or between the hips and the ankles, feel free. Taking those knees wide. Let's go ahead and walk ourselves long onto the mat. Trying to settle in, snuggle the ribs down in between the thighs, and then lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Try to allow the forehead to melt to something. Allow the elbows to melt down into the earth. Try to really focus in on what's happening here now. We'll start with a scan of the front side of the body, actively pressing the fingertips down into the mat, the palms, the forearms, the elbows. Allow the shoulders, the front sides of the shoulders to melt down towards the mat. Allowing the hips to melt down towards the heels. And as you focus on the shoulders and the hips melting down, feel a sensation of the spine lengthening and curling slightly. Pressing the knees down into the mat, the shins, the tops of the feet all the way down to the toenails. And then even over the back side of the body, allowing a sense of heaviness to take over. Imagining a weighted blanket, pressing the back side of the body closer and closer towards the earth. Allow yourself to settle in here. And then begin to focus on your breathing. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. As you inhale, feel almost a sense of lightness pulling you away from the mat. You get lighter in all of those points that are meeting the mat. And as you exhale, you sink back into the earth. Inhale, feel that sense of lightness overtake you. And as you exhale, settle in, soften into the mat. Few more just like that. And the last one. As you exhale, See if you can let go of any tension in the upper back and shoulders. Just allow yourself to be here. Then slowly, we'll begin to pull ourselves away from the mat, coming to hands and knees in tabletop pose. So normally at this point we go through our cats and cows at our own breath pace. Today we're going to slow it down like I said. So let's even out the weight in the hands, grip the mat with the fingertips and the base knuckles, gaze back towards the legs, make sure that the knees are underneath the hips and that the feet are behind the knees. Lift the gaze down but forward to the top of your mat. Draw the belly up and in. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, begin to round into the spine, pressing the upper back and shoulders towards the sky. We're going to stay here taking our inhales and exhales. So inhale, feel the breath go to the spine. As you exhale, send the back of the heart even further skyward. Inhale. Exhale, hollow out the chest even more. Inhale. Exhale, curl the tailbone under even more. Send the glutes forward. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the chin in towards the chest. Feel that stretch shift to the low back. One more, inhale. Exhale, press down into the fingertips. And then inhale, slowly releasing, coming back to tabletop. So with each breath, finding a different engagement in the pose. We're going to do the same thing with our cow pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, begin to drop the belly down towards the mat. Curl the tailbone up towards the sky. This time, as you inhale, tilt the tailbone up even further. And exhale, soften. Inhale, pressing down into both feet evenly. Exhale, soften. Inhale, checking in with the hands, pressing into both hands evenly. Exhale, soften. Inhale, wrap the triceps back in space. And exhale, soften. One more. Inhale, lift the heart forward. Pull it through between the arms. And exhale, soften. Slowly coming back to that nice neutral spine in tabletop pose. I'm going to walk my knees back so I don't hurt my dog, but you are going to keep your hips over the knees and begin to walk the arms forward, coming into our puppy pose. So lowering heart down towards the earth. Let's bring the forehead down to start so we can relax the neck. Imagine sending the hips up and back in space, so just like in our downward facing dog. Spread those sits bones skyward. Imagine that space between the shoulder blades sinking down towards the earth. And as you settle in here, maybe you find some space to begin to lift the gaze forward and lower the chin down to the mat instead. Hug the belly button towards the spine. See if you can sink the arm bones closer towards the mat. One more breath. Set the center of the chest down towards the mat. And then inhale. Begin to draw yourself back through hands and knees, tabletop pose. And then lower all the way down onto your belly. Bring the forehead down, Hands come by the ribs. As you bring the hands by the ribs, make sure the elbows aren't reaching out towards the sides of the mat. Instead, you're drawing them towards the midline of the body so that the hands can press down evenly into the mat. So inhale. Exhale, press the fingertips and knuckles down into the mat. Inhale, begin to peel the forehead away. And exhale, pause here. Inhale, draw the shoulders back. Engage the muscles around the spine. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, draw the elbows even closer. And exhale, settle. Inhale, press the toenails into the mat. Lift a little higher. Exhale, settle. Inhale, press down into the hip points. And exhale, settle. One more. Inhale, lift the heart forward. And exhale, settle. Settling all the way back down to the mat. Forehead comes to the mat. Arms come down by your side, palms facing up. So here, you can keep the fingertips spread nice and wide, or if you'd like to, make fists with the hands, whatever helps you press the most into the mat through the back of the hand. From here, with the forehead or the chin, your choice still on the mat. We're going to walk the big toes together. Press down into the hip points. Press down into the left big toe, and then lift the right leg up. So as you're reaching the right foot up and back, press down into the backs of the hands, and press down through the front sides of the shoulders. Feel the low back engage. Try to spiral the inner part of the right thigh up towards the sky. Relax the left leg. Inhale. And exhale, lower all the way down. So as we're focusing on this engagement, also think about deepening the pose by lifting the leg a little higher. We'll move to the other side. So right big toe presses down into the mat. Pressing the backs of the hands into the mat. Begin to lift the left toes up and back. Press the left hip point down to lift the left toes even higher. Even though you're pressing down through the right big toe, try to release any tension in the rest of the leg. Spiral the left hip down, left inner thigh up towards the sky. Actively press down through the backs of the hands. See if you can lift the left leg a little higher. And then slowly begin to lower it all the way down. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Releasing the fists if you have them, and then bending into both knees. Let's grab onto the outer edges of the ankles or the outer edges of the feet. We're going to be coming into our bow pose. So take a deep breath in and out. Just as we did in our cobra, the inhale will lift the forehead away from the mat. Take a breath here and exhale it out. Next inhale, peel the shoulders back. Wrap them around the spine. Exhale it out. Inhale, kick the tops of the feet into the hands. And exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, lift the thigh bones away from the mat. Exhale, sigh it out. All of those movements together, coming up onto the hip points. Inhale. And exhale it out. One more here. Inhale. And exhale. Begin to soften. Everything softens down to the mat. And then we'll bring the hands back by the ribs, pressing ourselves up to a kneeling pose. So if you'd like a block for underneath the hips here, feel free. We're going to bring the ankles underneath the sits bones, so knees together if you can. Sitting up nice and tall. And from here, let's bring those arms out to a T. Palms face down for now. Draw the shoulders together on the back. And as you inhale, we're going to flip the thumbs up towards the sky and then rotate them back, flipping the palms skyward. Exhale, reverse, bring the palms back down, and then flip the palms towards the back of the mat. So going for full rotation as far as you can. Keep a nice tall seat here. Keep the arms nice and long. And draw the shoulders together on the back. When you've reached your full rotation in one direction, then go ahead and pause and reverse. Keep breathing. Draw the belly in. One more. Flipping those thumbs up and back. Draw the shoulders together, lift the heart. And exhale, hands down by your sides. Inhaling just that right arm up and out. We're going to find that motion of flipping the thumb down and the palm faces the back of the mat. Begin to bend into the right elbow, sweeping the right hand for the low back. Pause here, draw the shoulders together, puff the heart forward. Begin to reach that hand up a little bit closer towards the middle of the back. Now notice if that right shoulder is starting to round forward. If it is, draw it open. Keep lifting the heart forward. One more breath. And then slowly releasing it out. Right hand comes to the mat. We'll move to the other side. Inhale the left arm out. Begin to turn the thumb down so the palm faces back. Draw the shoulders together. And then bend the left elbow, reaching the back of the left hand for the low back. Again, if you notice your shoulder rounding forward here, take a moment to draw it open. Lift the heart forward without taking a back bend through the low back. And then as you're ready, maybe you work that left hand up towards the middle of your back. Again, send the left shoulder back and down in space. Breathe into this, one more breath. And then slowly releasing it out, hands come by your sides. We're going to send the hands forward, coming back to tabletop pose. And then tuck the toes. Begin to lift the hips up and back in space, coming into downward facing dog. So finding your shape, maybe you want to start out with bent legs, so you can focus on lengthening the upper body. Maybe you want to just go right into that movement of bending one leg and then the other. Your choice. See whatever feels right today. And as you're ready, we'll make our way back to stillness and downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the gaze forward. As you exhale, walking all the way up to the top of the mat, arriving in a forward fold. Bend the knees, allow the ribs to drape over the thighs. And then surrender down. Shake the head yes and no. And then inhale, halfway lift. Maybe the hands come to the shins, to a block, possibly to the mat. So send the tailbone back. We're going to take a few breaths here and just check in. Inhale, lengthen the tailbone back. Exhale, soften. Inhale, draw the shoulders together on the back. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift the heart forward. Shift the weight to the middle of the foot. Exhale, soften. One more. Imagining a back bend through the upper body. And exhale, this time fold. Bend into the knees. We'll rise all the way up to standing. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, thumbs to heart center, Samasthiti. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, we'll sweep the hands behind the back. So if you'd like to grab a strap so that you can work the hands closer towards one another. If they don't already make it, feel free. Otherwise, interlacing the fingers. Inhale, draw the shoulders back. And exhale, soften. Inhale, reach the knuckles down for the mat. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lengthen through the legs, press the hips forward. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift the heart forward, lean back. And exhale, soften. Inhale, rising all the way back up. And exhale, release the fingertips. Inhale, circle sweep the arms. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, step the right leg back. Lower the right knee down, coming into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. So front knee over the ankle. Let's untuck those back toes and send the right hip forward. So we want to try to get that right hip beyond the knee. So you can start with it stacked and then begin to sink forward. Left hip draws back in space. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. And exhale, settle into the hips. Inhale, cactus the arms, lift the heart. And from here, we'll begin making circles. So in whichever direction you want, both arms are going in the same direction. As you inhale, open the heart. As you exhale, draw the shoulders together. Two more. Last one, open the heart up. Press the hips forward. Take a slight back bend here. Exhale, tuck the back toes under. As you inhale, lift the back knee up. And then we'll turn the hands down, lean the heart forward, come into a diagonal crescent. Palms now facing up towards the sky. Inhale, arms come back up to elbows, lower the back knee down. Exhale, turn the arms down, lift the back knee up. So you can take this one step at a time and then lower back knee down, rise up, or you can do both motions at the same time. Inhale, lower and open. And exhale, lift the back knee, take that diagonal crescent. Inhale, open up. Last one, take your diagonal, lift the back knee up, and then slowly sweep the hands to the mat, step it forward, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, and exhale, let it go. Earth to sky, rising up, reaching up, inhale, and exhale, hands back to heart. Inhale, circle sweep. And exhale, fold. Inhaling, halfway lifts. And exhale, plant the hands. This time, left leg goes back. Lowering down onto the left knee. Untuck the toes. And then we'll rise up, pausing here just to check out the legs. Make sure the front knee is over, slightly behind the ankle. And again, with that back leg, you want the hip to work towards being in front of the left knee. Inhaling, arms up. As you settle the hips forward, lengthen through the low spine. Inhale, cactus the arms. So, I know whenever this the first time, I was going backwards with my shoulders. So this time I'm going to go forward. So whichever direction you are going, try to reverse it this time. So arms in cactus, begin to round the shoulders, shrugging them up towards the ears, and coming full circle. As you inhale, lift the shoulder blades, and as you exhale, draw them together behind you. Two more. And we'll meet in cactus arms, lift the heart. And again, we'll turn those goalpost arms down towards the mat, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee up, finding that nice diagonal line of energy, palms face up towards the sky. And then slowly begin to lower that back knee down, turn the fingers up, lift the heart. And exhale, find that diagonal, press through the front foot, lift the back knee. Inhale, lower the back knee, lift the heart. And exhale, hinge forward. One more, rise up, open, and exhale, turn the hands down, lift the back knee up. Try to draw the shoulders together on the back, and then exhale, hands down to the mat, step it forward, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. So in this fold, we'll stay here, either just hanging, if you're able to soften the knees and grab the big toes with the first and second finger, feel free. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw the belly button up towards the spine. Inhale. Exhale, send the sits bones skyward. Inhale. Exhale, ground down through the big toe and the heel. Inhale. Exhale, see if you can begin to expand the hamstrings. One more breath here. Slowly releasing what you have a hold of. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, soften the knees, circle, sweep the arms, rise all the way up. And exhale, thumbs back to heart. Inhale, rise up, reach up. And exhale, fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, we'll step that right foot back. Lower the right knee down. Untuck the toes. And this time, we'll walk the hands up onto that left thigh. So we're coming into our Kapyasana pose. And this one, the way that this one's different from our Anjaneyasana is that we're going to work that left hamstring towards the left heel. So sinking the hips forward, keep sinking them forward. That front knee might come past the ankle and that's okay. Keep pressing straight down into the heel. And then work to press your heart towards the sky. Taking a little back bend here, lift the gaze skyward. Sending both hips down and forward. Feel a nice stretch on that right hip flexor. Inhale, begin to come out. Bring the hands down to frame the left foot. We'll tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee up, and then begin to straighten that left leg, coming into a modified pyramid pose. So lift that right heel up over the toes, draw the left hip back in space, and then as you're ready, inhale, lift the heart forward, think about a back bend through the upper spine, and then exhale, begin to fold. Keep gazing towards the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. From here, we're going to bend the left knee slightly, walk the hands forward, and then lift the right leg up and back. So we're going to go beyond parallel today, passing through supported warrior three. Keep reaching that right leg skyward. Maybe you press through the ball of the foot, square the right hip down. Bend into that left knee as much as you need to for support and so you can lift that right leg up. So you can stay here, drawing the shoulders together on the back, getting nice and light in the fingertips, still gazing down but forward. You can draw the hands to heart, or bring the hands by your sides up by the right leg like airplane wings. Reach the fingertips up and back. Try to separate the shoulder blades from the ears. Staying nice and low here in our swan balance. See if you can dip the heart a little closer towards the mat, but keep the shoulders drawn back. And then exhale, hands down. And then right foot steps forward to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, bend the knees, rising all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, circle sweep. And exhale, hinge and fold. Halfway lift to find that leg. And then we'll set the hands down, set the left leg back. Lowering down onto the left knee, untuck the left toes, and walk the hands up on top of the right thigh. So again, just like in our Anjaneyasana, we're sending that back hip in front of the knee, but this time we're going to send the belly of the right hamstring towards the heel. So really sinking forward. Keep sinking forward. That front knee might come beyond the ankle, and that's okay. Use the hands to press the upper body away from the thigh. Press the top of that back foot down into the mat. And then slowly release, draw the right knee back. Hands come down to frame the front foot. We'll tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee up. Coming into our runner's lunge, let's start here to stack that left heel over the toes and begin to extend that right leg. So you might not find full extension, and that's okay. Draw the right hip back and lift the heart forward. So as you inhale, look forward, pull the heart forward towards the top of the mat. And exhale, begin to fold. Keep the gaze down, look forward. Working almost to jut the chin beyond your knee. Shift some of the weight into the back foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend the right knee. Walk the hands forward so they're underneath the shoulders, and the left leg sweeps up. Starting here in a supported warrior three, we'll begin to bend the right knee so you can lift that left leg even higher, pressing through the big toe mound. Lean the heart down towards the mat and then draw the shoulders together on the back. So definitely a back bend shape with the upper body here. Stay here with the fingertips on the mat. You can always bring the hands to hearts, or again, you can fly the arms up and back. Keep lengthening through the left toes. That's your anchor here. Draw the pinkies towards one another if the arms are extended back. And just as we did in our pyramid, imagine jutting the chin forward to create additional length through the back side of the body. Exhale, hands come back down. And we'll step that left foot forward to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, soften the knees, begin to roll all the way up. And exhale, hands past the heart. Bring the hands to the hips. And we'll step that right leg towards the back of the mat. Open yourself up to face the right side. So a nice wide stance here, as if you were coming into a wide-legged fold, making the feet parallel with the front and back edges of the mat. Inhale, lift heart, draw the shoulders back, send the hips forward. Exhale, pivot those left toes to face the top of the mat. Open out to warrior two. Make sure you have that nice bend in the front knee. Knee not going beyond the ankle. You're able to pick up those front toes and give them a little wiggle. Try to lift up through that back inner thigh. Inhale. Exhale, hands behind the back. Again, you might want to grab the strap here if you have trouble making the connection. Once the fingers are interlaced, you're going to inhale, draw the shoulders back, and exhale, settle. Inhale, drag the knuckles down towards the mat, lift the heart. Exhale, settle. Now, you probably noticed your shoulders are facing at an angle towards the top corner of your mat. I want you to draw that right shoulder back, open up towards the right side. Inhale, and exhale. Begin to lean the left shoulder towards the left knee. Keep the side body nice and long. Coming into a variation of side angle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, drag the knuckles towards that back heel. And exhale. Slowly release the fingers, finding your variation of side angle. Draw some of that weight into the back leg by drawing back on the front knee. Allow the next inhale to draw you up. Parallel the feet, maybe walk the feet closer together if they drifted apart. And exhale, settle in. Begin to point the right toes towards the back of the mat. Bend the right knee, warrior two towards the back. So again, checking in, making sure you have your heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Deep bend in that right knee. And then bring the arms out to a T. Inhale. Exhale, hands behind the back. Trying to grab the fingers or interlace the fingers in opposite directions this time. Inhale, draw the shoulders back, lift the heart. Drag the knuckles down towards the earth. Lift. Again, if you notice your shoulders trying to work towards the back corner of your mat, open them up. Draw that left shoulder open so you're facing the right side of your mat entirely. Inhale. Exhale, leaning forward, leaning right shoulder towards right knee, but keep the side body nice and long and keep those hips tucked. Again, think about a back bend here through the upper back between the shoulder blades. Slowly begin to release the fingertips, coming into your variation of side angle. Try to keep the side body nice and long. Reach up through the left fingertips. Inhale, rising all the way back up. Extend that right leg, parallel the feet. Bring the hands to the hips. Draw the shoulders back, elbows towards one another. Maybe thumbs face up. And exhale, hinge and fold. Pause halfway. Send the heart down towards the earth. Draw the shoulders together on the back. And then exhale, surrender all the way down. Bring your hands down to the mat so that you can draw the crown of the head closer. Inhale, lift the sits bones skyward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, shifting the weight to the middle of the foot. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, press into the outer edges of the feet. Feel the glutes engage. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk the hands underneath the face. And exhale, walk yourself all the way back to runner's lunge facing the top of the mat. Step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, hands come down, making your way back down to hands and knees, one leg at a time. Coming in to your tabletop pose. From here, we'll lower down to the forearms. So as we lower down to the forearms, grab opposite arms, and that's how far you want your arms to be apart anytime you're in a forearm pose. Once you've found that, then bring the hands together at center, interlacing the fingers. Shoulders over the elbows. And as you inhale, drop the heart down towards the mat, shrug the shoulders up by the ears, gaze forward. As you exhale, press the back of the heart, the center of the shoulder blades towards the sky. And then inhale, lower the heart down towards the earth, lift the gaze forward. Exhale, press the center of the heart towards the sky. Lift the shoulder blades up. Exhale, lower the heart, lift the gaze. And then press the back of the heart skyward. Pause here. Feel the belly engaged, feel the tailbone drawing towards the back of the mat. And then slowly release. Pressing back up into the hands. We'll sweep the legs off to one side. And come into our seated pose, staff. Sitting up nice and high on the sits bones. Legs extended long in front. Bring the hands down by your side to make sure that you have a nice tall seat here. Inhale. And as you exhale, begin to melt forward. Fold. With each breath, see if you can find a little bit more depth. Try to spiral the inner arches of the feet forward and pull the pinky toes back. We don't want the pinky toes curling towards the top of the mat. One way I like to counteract that is by actually grabbing on to the mound of the pinky toe and actually pulling it back with my hands. If your hands don't make it, you can always use a strap or bring the hands wherever they reach. Gaze beyond the feet. And allow yourself to settle in. Slowly making your way all the way back up to seated. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. So I want your feet to be as wide as you need them to be so that you can actively press the outer edge of the heel and the pinky toes down into the mat. So wherever that space is, play around with it. Maybe that's out here, maybe it's in a little closer. Once you've found that space, go ahead and lift the heart forward. Begin to bend the elbows. Draw yourself a little closer towards the top of the mat. And then use the elbows to press the inner thighs down. Keep leaning. Keep leaning. Come to your edge. And then go ahead and curl the chin in towards the chest. And allow the neck to release. Inhale. Begin to rise all the way back up. And from here, we'll keep the left leg as is. Bring the right knee up, right foot down. Tuck the left foot underneath the right leg. And then we'll cross the right ankle just above that left knee. Try to even out through the hips. Coming into a twist here. Lord of the Fishes pose. Sit up nice and tall, draw the heart forward. and then sweep that right arm back. Allow that right arm to act as a second spine. Keep it nice and close so you can draw that right shoulder open. Left hand can stay here, supporting the right thigh, or reach that left arm up, find some space through the side body, and then hook left elbow outside of right knee. Keep drawing that right shoulder back, maybe gaze over it. Press down into the outer edge of that left foot. Press down into the heel of the right foot. Help you twist a little deeper. And then slowly unwind a twist. And we'll move to the other side. So uncrossing the legs. We'll bring the left foot down, left knee up. And then tuck that right leg underneath the left. As you're ready, hook the left heel outside of the right thigh. Find that nice tall seat. Work to even it out. Sit up tall. Draw the heart forward. And then the left hand sweeps behind you. Bring the fingertips in nice and close so you can use the bicep to push the heart forward. Stay here or reach that right arm up and hook it outside the left thigh so that you can twist here. Draw that left shoulder back. Press into the outer edge of the right foot. Press into the heel of the left foot. Find a little bit more space. Inhale. And exhale, slowly begin to release. Uncross the legs, and we'll find a wide-legged seat on the mat. So maybe you turn to face the side of your mat. If you notice yourself kind of rounding forward through the upper back, hollowing out the belly, go ahead and grab a blanket or a bolster or a block, something for underneath the hips for support, so that you can find an anterior tilt to the tailbone. So tailbone's pointing down and back, heart's lifting forward, shoulders drawing back. Press down into the heels, draw the toes back towards the face. Option to stay here, or you can begin to lower down. Just keep lifting the heart forward wherever you find yourself. So when I say keep a nice long spine, I don't mean that there's not going to be any rounding in the spine. That's just out of the question. But what we're trying to avoid doing is we're trying to avoid having that like computer hunch. So that's when I say draw the heart forward, that means to draw the shoulders back, which means that we're avoiding rounding into the upper back and shoulders. Keep pressing down into the heels. Keep the toes flexed. See if you can press the belly of the thigh down into the mat, just using your muscular energy. And then slowly walking yourself back up. We'll draw the legs together at the top of the mat. As you're here, so coming back into our staff posture, we're going to turn the big toes to touch, but keep a slight space in the heels. From here, we'll walk the hands back about a foot behind us, or as far as you can, keeping the fingertips facing forward, and then wrap those triceps back. We're going to slowly bend the elbows, keep the elbows reaching towards the back of the mat. As you do that, you're going to tuck the tailbone under, reaching the tailbone towards the heels. The heels are probably going to slide back with you as you lean back. Hollow out the chest. Inhale, lift the chin skyward. Maybe you allow the back of the neck to rest on the shoulders, coming into our mongoose pose. Allow the shoulders to creep up by the ears. Keep drawing those elbows back. Keep tucking the tailbone. Pull down on the low belly. And then slowly begin to press yourself back up to seated. Nice tall seat, inhale at the top. And as you exhale, lower all the way down onto your spine. When you get there, bring the feet down, knees up. Take the feet wide and allow the knees to knock together, coming into your constructed rest pose. Allow the arms to come out to a T, palms face up. And as you exhale, cross the right arm over the left, coming into your eagle arms. And if this isn't feasible, feel free to grab opposite shoulders. Try to draw the low belly down into the mat. And create a nice flat surface between the shoulder blades here by curling the chin in towards the chest. Allow the shoulders to open up on the back, specifically that right one for now. And just send the breath to that right shoulder. Allow it to begin to soften. And then slowly unwind the arms. Bring them back out to a T, palms facing the sky, and soften. Other side. Begin to cross left arm over the right, coming back to grabbing opposite shoulders or your full eagle arms. Work to open up the back side of the shoulders, curl the chin in towards the chest, and again draw the belly towards the back body. Keep that tailbone tucked. Press the forearms away from the face to spread the shoulder blades just a little bit more. Deep breaths into that left shoulder. Slowly begin to release, bringing the arms back out to a T. Taking a moment here just to offer your heart up towards the sky. Begin to walk the feet together, bringing the feet down, knees up, arms come down by your sides, pressing the forearms and the palms into the mat. From here, engage the legs, lift them skyward, staying here in your legs up the wall, or press the forearms and the palms down even more so you can begin to pick the hips up and come into your cloud pose. So if the toes don't touch, just be sure to support the low back. If the toes do touch, continue to support the low back or extend the arms long. Lengthen the hips up towards the sky. Try to keep the neck neutral. If you want to go a little deeper, maybe you bring the tops of the feet down to the mat. And then everyone, slowly with control, Begin to lower out. Bringing feet down, knees up once more. Let's come back to those cactus arms. Bringing the backs of the hands, backs of the arms to the earth. And we'll hook that right ankle just above the left knee. Allow the right heel to draw both knees over towards the right side of the mat, coming into a low spinal twist. Try to root through the left shoulder. Send the left hip forward towards the top corner of your mat. And maybe you gaze over that left side. One more breath. Make your way back to center, recenter the hips, uncross the legs, and then we'll move to the other side. So this time, hooking that left ankle just above the right knee, and then allowing the left heel to draw both knees over towards the left side, gazing over the right shoulder. Once more, try to root through the right shoulder and send the right hip forward, creating some separation between the two. Nice stretch through the right side body. Let's begin to unwind and twist, coming back to center. And from here, we'll extend the legs long. Allow the feet to fall away from the midline of the body. And feel free to take a moment to grab any props that you might like to use as we come into our final resting pose. Once you've found your space, begin to soften into the mat, allowing all of the points where your body meets the earth to begin to melt in once more. Allow the eyes to become heavy, and allow the breath to slow down as you arrive in your Shavasana. Let's begin to find small movements to reawaken the body. Movements in the fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Then allow those movements to become larger as they work their way up your body. When the time feels right, hug the knees into the chest. And then make your way over to your favorite side before pushing yourself up to seated on the mat. Going to a nice tall seat, hands come down by your sides. As you inhale, circle, sweep the arms up overhead. As you exhale, press the breath out and away. Inhale, rising up, reaching up. And exhale, let it go. One more deep breath in from earth to sky, breathing in the energy and vitality we've created, and drawing it home to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Taking this energy out into the world and sharing it with everyone you meet. Honoring the light inside and teacher in us all. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Well, thank you all for joining me today. And if you were joining me on the app, I see that it must have cut out part way through, so I apologize about that. And I hope you were able to finish your practice on Facebook. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.